This is a ratio of the price of platinum to palladium. And it has been remarkably consistent over the last at least 100 years, right? If you look at gold to silver ratio, it really depends on how far back you want to look, right? In recent times, it has bounced from a low of about 30 to a high of about 120. It hit 120 both during the Great Recession and at the beginning of COVID-19. And that's from 30 to 120, that's a 4-to-1 gain. But if you go back far enough, it has also dropped below 15-to-1. And during the Roman Empire, it was 1-to-1. So if you're trading the gold to silver ratio, you run the risk of the historical, much longer term trend coming back. But with platinum and palladium, as far back as these metals have been known in history, they have a consistent ratio. And the reason for that is that platinum and palladium are nearly good substitutes for one another, right? They're used in catalytic converters, catalysts in chemistry, among other things, right? Now, the problem, a lot of hard money advocates don't like platinum or palladium is because they have no history of use as money. But I want to say that even if we are wrong about platinum and palladium, I think this ratio is still very useful. And I'm going to do a hypothetical here. So a lot of hard money advocates are worried that we're no longer going to have internal combustion engines and we're going to have a green economy. And obviously, that would take away a lot of demand for catalytic converters. But I want to say that this ratio is still going to be useful. And to see why, let's pretend that we are wrong about both platinum and palladium, and they start trending downward. Well, nothing goes down in a straight line, right? As the number of internal combustion engines dwindles over the coming decades, there's still going to be competition between platinum and palladium, and I expect the seesaw action to continue, right? Historically, there's a little bit of astrology, actually. When Jupiter and Saturn are coming closer and closer together, it seems to favor palladium. As they separate apart, it seems to favor platinum, right? In 1981, we had a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, and as a result, palladium was platinum was overvalued compared to palladium, and in 2000, we had another conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, right? And so palladium was also overvalued. In 2020, Jupiter has passed Saturn. I expect this ratio to go back up. I expect to see 1 ounce of platinum worth 4 or 5 ounces of palladium by 2030. So imagine we had this astrology cycle, but both of them started trending downward. So you have a cycle where one of the metals goes up 50%, and then in the following cycle, it collapses by half, right? So you go from 1,000 to 1,500 to 750, just to make the numbers easier to work with. Well, let's say in 2020 you buy $1,000 worth of platinum, which is 1 ounce, right? And then by 2030, that 1 ounce of platinum is worth $1,500, and you trade it for 1.5 ounces of palladium. And then by 2040, now palladium is $1,500 an ounce, and you can trade it for 3 ounces of platinum. Well, in 40 years, your 1 ounce of platinum becomes 9 ounces of platinum, which is now worth $5,062.50, even though platinum and palladium are both trending downward. And the beautiful thing is that this ratio is kind of agnostic to the price of either metal, right?